about it.
All right, we're live. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the PADS podcasts. Today, I am very excited to introduce you to one of our amazing teams and my good friends, Nicole and Walker. I count Nicole and Walker as the very first PADS team I ever met, which is going back about 14 years. So we're excited to have them here today with you. And if you're tuning in, how this works is we're putting the two of them on the spot and they're doing kind of an Ask Us Anything. And so you can post your questions in the comments and then I will read them off to Nicole, and then Nicole and maybe Walker will answer some questions. So welcome, guys. Tell us a little bit about you and Walker, Nicole, how long you've been working together, and just a little bit about her.
So this is Walker. She is a 9-year-old, almost 9-year-old yellow Labrador. She's my second service dog. She's from the Paralympic litter from the PADS breeding program. She's an amazing dog. She is a princess. She's a bit of a diva, and she keeps me on my toes every day.
Yeah. I love that. So tell us, you alluded to it there, but tell us what Walker's nicknames are.
Well, I named her Princess because she, like I said, she has a big personality. She's definitely calm, cool, and collected cucumber. She's really confident and she knows how awesome she is. So I named her Princess pretty much from day one. I think Ron named her Princess as well. So yeah, she earned that nickname. And then Walker the Talker was also started in team training because when she's not working, Walker likes to talk and be vocal and just tell everybody how happy she is and how awesome she is and just let everybody know that she's there. So yeah, and when she gets like super excited, like if she sees somebody that she likes or knows, she will let out a happy bark, but it's a happy bark. And when she's in vests, for the majority of the time, she's quiet. So yeah, she definitely knows when she's working and when she's not working, for sure.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Walker is not sure what's going on because she doesn't normally get to go on the couch. She wasn't too sure about getting up on the couch, but unfortunately we couldn't angle the camera in such a way to see her on our live stream. So she's looking like she's enjoying the new princess promotion
Yes.
there, but she's a little unsure. So we've got lots of people that are chiming in and saying hello to you, Nicole.
Hello.
Mom Glenora is saying hi. So is Lise Fillion. And but we've got a bunch of people watching. So for those of you that are just tuning in, Nicole is doing an Ask Her Anything kind of session here. So please feel free to post your questions in the comments and Nicole will answer them for you. Oh, and Anita says hello.
Hi,
Anita. And Diane loves that she's the princess. That's fun.
She is, and I think this whole couch thing is just elevating that. I think it's, elevated the whole princess,
This whole princess status. She's going to need that princess in the pea bed soon.
She will.
So, tell us a little bit about how it came. Oh, she's like, I'm going to go over here. It's like, people, you're making fun of me. So, so tell us a little bit about how you came to be at PADS. And for those of you that don't know, Nicole is not just a client. She is an absolutely tireless ambassador for PADS and loves to volunteer and talk about the work that PADS does and the work that Walker and Leroy before her did. So just tell us a little bit about your journey with PADS.
So about let's see, into about 18 years ago now, I applied for my first dog. I had known about pads through one of my riding instructors was friends with Laura, the executive director, and so I knew sort of about pads through there. And so I did apply, and then I waited for 3 long years for my first service dog, and finally was paired with Leroy about 15 years ago, and never looked back from there. My life changed the minute my dogs came into my life, and yeah, and so it's been, an amazing journey of like growing as a person and getting better and better as time goes on, and yeah, so you know um, ever since then I've been volunteering with pads, doing presentations, meeting new people, making new connections. It's been amazing. It's been an amazing journey for sure.
Fantastic. We have a question from Diane. Can you tell us what a typical day with Walker looks like? And I know it's probably a little different now, so you can tell us about what it's normally like and maybe how it's differing right now. But
Okay. Normally, Walker likes to go. Walker likes to work. So Walker, me and Walker will usually be out most of the day, either if I'm working or, running errands or doing whatever. She always gets me motivated. She always gets me out and about. And yeah, she's always, she opens the doors and everything from the minute I leave the house, pushes the buttons, picks everything up. We're pretty busy, like we're a pretty busy team. And so it's been a huge adjustment for both of us to, sort of be homebound and, just not having a routine. I think she likes to have, that regular daily routine. She loves going out and meeting, us meeting new people. And so yeah, it's been a definite change for us, but I think she's starting to adapt now, as long as she has something to do. So I'm always trying to get her, keep her motivated, keep her skills up. She's good as long as she's very smart, so she needs to be motivated. And just laying around doesn't really do it for her. So yeah.
yeah. All righty. Lurleen, kind of along those lines, you've touched on it a little bit, but Lurleen was just asking what kind of things does Walker help you with?
So yeah, so she does everything from opening the front door, turning off and on lights, picking everything that I drop up, like my phone is a big one. I know Rebecca was talking about that the other day, like you drop your phone all the time. Yeah, and just retrieving and helping me with my balance. Like if I need to transfer, she'll stand and help me, and be like sort of a support. So I don't feel like I'm gonna fall, or you know what I mean. So she's a huge help. She's a princess, but she's a huge helping princess. So
Amazing.
yeah.
Um, and so Suzanne's just asking about what are your goals with your advocacy work. So I think she's referring to my comment at the beginning about advocating for pads.
My goals are to honestly, my goal is to wherever I go, and this always happens, and it's honestly the easiest thing that I've ever done, because you just go around and you have this amazing dog and you're working with this dog, and you put in a lot of time and the dog is working their butt off, and just to bring awareness, not just of pads, but of the importance of accreditation, and and why the training is so high and what pads aims to do. And I just want to spread that word, and I just want to represent pads in the best way that I can, whether it be fundraising or doing that, or whether it's at the PNE or whether it's doing at work, and my work has a fundraiser, or that kind of stuff. All this stuff happens, and I'm really grateful that people are so supportive in the community. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
So Wendy's asking when you were matched with a PADS dog, where either with Leroy or with Walker, were there any dogs that you met that weren't a good match, or did you did PADS kind of pick the right match for you right out of the gate?
Um, with both the dogs, and Leroy was like years ago, and then Walker was about 6 years ago. With both the dogs, they had like 3 dogs come in, and then I would, take the dog around, see how it went, and then Pat would sort of make a determination of what dog, what match looked the best, and based on what they saw. And so, honestly, I think they made the best. Pat is so good at that. Of, about really making the best decision for the dog and the client. They don't make it lightly. It's not like, hey, here's a dog, Um, they really take the time to make that decision about which dog should go where and why, and making those long-term decisions, because every dog is different, just like people. So I think they did an amazing job with that. Like Leroy was amazing, and Walker's amazing. I'm so glad I got both these dogs when I got them. I'm glad Walker was my second dog, Leroy was my first dog, and yeah.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Okay, hang on. There's a whole bunch of comments. One sec.
Okay.
Um, there's some Dave and Jasper say hello from Williams Lake.
Hi, Dave.
And Lindsay says hi, that head silky.
Oh, hi.
And Lurleen and Melanie say hello as well, and thank you for doing the videos. So for those of you that are just tuning in, we're here with Nicole and service dog, I almost said Leroy, service dog Walker. um, and Walker's hiding now. She was kind of perched up on the couch, but
She's on the floor laying down. I
she
think
was really not sure about being on the couch. She doesn't
yeah.
normally have couch privileges. So but we might get her in the frame near the end. So Melanie's asking, how do you keep your spirits up as you're waiting for a service dog? It seems to take a long time to get a match, or to get matched sometimes.
Yeah, it always it's tough. I'm not gonna lie. Like with Leroy, it was really like 3 years of waiting and just wondering if it when I was gonna get the call, and it's tough. But the thing is, if you maybe start volunteering or getting more involved, or getting to know the people at PADS, whether it's the volunteers or the other clients, I think that really helps. And to get yourself sort of prepared, anything you can find out about, PADS or about service dogs beforehand, especially if you've never had a dog before. Like with Leroy, I had never had a dog before, and I lived at home, so it was a completely different sort of scenario. So I did tons of research before I even got Leroy. So by the time I got to team training, I had some sort of knowledge because I'd never had a dog before. So it was like a totally new thing for me. So yeah. So I'd say just don't give up, and it'll totally be worth the wait. But if you want to get involved in some way, or whether it's fundraising or volunteering, or just getting to know the people, coming to the open house, getting involved, I think that would be a big help.
That's awesome. We've got a few more minutes here. So if there's any other questions, feel free to post them in the comments, and we will try to answer them for you. And I think the other thing, I'm curious, I know a little bit of the answer, but how are Walker and Leroy different? I know every service dog has differences. Obviously, Leroy was a male, and little Miss here is a girl. But how are they different personality wise?
Leroy was like super quiet, laid back, and he sort of like he was way, I can't describe it. Like he was just quieter. He's just like, okay, mom, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. Walker, she definitely puts me through my paces and makes sure that I'm doing stuff correctly. Like she'll just be like, I'll say something and she'll be like, but mom, did you do that command correctly. Like it's almost like she's making sure that I'm on track. And she really like from the very beginning, she really made me realize that, I was gonna have to earn her trust. Like I'm the, I have to earn, what she, she's not I don't want to say push button dog, but she's definitely one of those dogs where you really have to, it's kind of like you have to really come, you have to really work. Like it's fun, but you kind of have to sort of figure it all out. And it
Yeah.
took a
She
while.
sounds a little concrete sequential. She needs things kind of in her specific
Yeah,
order. And yeah, there's definitely dogs that are like that. And yeah, you're right. Leroy was very easygoing. And I kind of felt like he often predicted what you needed before you needed it, kind of thing. So
yeah, yeah. And it's not that one is better than the other. Like I said, I mean, she has brought so much to me. I think I've become a better dog handler because of her. And she forces me to, work hard and, be motivated and do all these things. Because the stuff I've done with her, like how far I've come, is amazing. Um, sorry, uh, but yeah. So so I'm so thankful that she's here. Like, and what I've been through with her, like I'm on my own now. I've done, different jobs. I've done amazing things. So with her, I think she was brought into my life for a reason. So
yeah.
yeah,
And I know I can say from as somebody who's known you for, oh my goodness, what, 14 years now,
yeah,
just watching you go from somebody who was living at home and then moving out on your own and starting your career and all those kinds of things, just been amazing to see the personal growth you've had. And I know you attribute a lot of that to the dogs, although I have to say you've got some serious feisty in you
yeah.
too, and get up and go. So I think you guys are a good match that way. So there's a couple other questions. So Sarah wants you to share about your involvement with the super dogs, because I alluded to that in our post that Walker is a super dog in more ways than one. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
So a few years ago, I how did that happen? I was hanging out with a friend. I was hanging out with a friend of mine who has been a friend of mine and a teacher of mine. She taught me how to ride horses for years, and I was kind of hanging out with them. And I was just hanging out, and we were all hanging out, and I ended up being part of the show and promoting pads and just saying, things about pads, and they really liked how we were, part of the community, and they wanted us to be more involved. And so, yeah, so we made a lot of connections that way to get pads out there. I mean, to be able to tell so many people in that arena, it's huge about pads and what Walker does for me. It's amazing to have that opportunity and to make, to make friends and to be able to learn new things about dogs and dog behavior. I mean, I've had tons of experiences with animals in my past. I've been an equestrian my whole life. So I had tons of experience, but to see different trainers and how they handle each dog is pretty amazing. So, and pads is always on the top of my list too. So
Yeah, that was amazing. It was incredible exposure for pads and
yeah,
very cool to see you and Walker out on under the big lights there and advocating for pads and sharing a little bit about what Walker does. So Wendy's just asking, does pads give you training support once you're matched with a dog?
pads gives training and support throughout the dog's whole career. So with Walker in particular, when I first got her, it took a lot of adjustment for both of us, and so we would routinely go back to the PADS campus and get help. It's not like they give you a dog and expect you to like completely like just here's a dog and they just you have to train it. They definitely give you the support when you're having issues or you're not sure how to navigate certain things, or whether it's say a public access issue or any kind of issue. They definitely will be there for you. through, the hard times and all that kind of stuff, because I've had to go back with her at least twice, just for, just to make sure that I'm doing everything as a handler that I can to make it as smooth for her as possible. Um, so yeah, so no, Pads, I mean, Pads is amazing in how they handle um, those kinds of issues, for sure, in a professional way, for sure.
Okay, well, I think we have one last question here. Tiff is asking, have you taught Walker any bonus or extra cues, either for fun or to help you in different ways since you got her?
Oh, well, the bracing, I don't think she really knew a lot about bracing, and so I had to sort of teach her sort of how to brace beside the chair and then step. Like instead of using step for the stairs, which is usually what step is used for, I started using step as like step. So she would be like a little yellow crutch, so I could step forward or step back. So I sort of started using her that way. I usually ride that way too. Yeah, I basically stuff like that, and I started with taking off the jacket too. So I started doing that. I started sort of perfecting things that I could both use. Yeah, so stuff like that. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very cool to see both your dogs actually do that task where they take literally one step at a time as you're moving in. So yeah, that's very cool. And also just that it gives you that freedom to be able to kind of transfer on your own if you want to get out of your chair and onto the couch or into bed or whatever it is, and not have to worry about falling.
Yeah.
And those are really important things. And so Dana just commented, over 500,000 people at the P&E have been introduced to pads through Superdog shows, which is incredible, actually, when you think about that numbers wise. So, and I know we've had our puppies down there occasionally, and two of our trainers here at pads also partner with Superdogs, are part of the Superdogs team. So Dana being one of them. So yeah, it's kind of been a neat partnership over the years to kind of see how that all works. So thank you everybody for tuning in with us today. We've really, really enjoyed having you, Nicole. It's nice to see your face during this crazy time. We've missed you. And Walker. Do you think Walker would do a my lap to say goodbye to everybody?
Walker, here, come here, get up. Walker, here, come on. Good girl.
What is happening?
Oops. Walker, let's. Good girl. Lay down. Lay down. Walker, lay down.
She's like, I'm just going to cuddle, Mom. How about that? I don't need to look at people. Oh my gosh, she's beautiful.
Good girl.
So,
there you go.
well, we've got a bunch of thank yous coming through. So you can tune in with us tomorrow. We will have some puppies for you. And we're excited on Friday to be welcoming the royal family. So King Caber, Princess Puma, and so different kind of princess, and that does different work. So they will be joining us Friday. So please tune in with us weekdays at 1 p.m. Pacific. And we're excited for you to kind of follow the journey and learn more about pads and the work that we do. So we will be here each weekday at 1 p.m. Pacific. So thank you, Nicole. Thank you, Walker, for joining us. And we will see everybody tomorrow. Bye.